welcome back to my channel. My name is Zorian for those who are new, and in today's video I am going to be telling you the story of how my sister almost died under my supervision. So it all started when she was 4 years old or 5 years old, and we came from school that evening, and I already showered her and it was my time to go and take a shower. So I was there showering and she came in and she was showing me her nose, and I was like, what's wrong with your nose? And then she held it up and she was like, showing me something inside. And guys, I'm being very honest. I did not remember that I was still showering at that point. I just took her up and I started panicking. I took her up and I just wrapped my towel on. I don't think I wrapped my towel on. I just took it up and her in one, and I just ran through the door, go over my grandparents' house. That's legit what I did. I don't know if I tucked it in properly so it don't drop off or anything. I just went straight over to my grandparents' house. In the middle of the bathing process now, you have a little soap up here, so 1 and 2 wet places and all these things. Can you just start bathing? You get me? Don't wash off, don't do nothing, so my body slippery, everything wet and soddy. And I best believe I'm running over my grandparents with her in my hand, panicking and breathing hard and all these things. So I went over there now explaining the situation to my grandparents. My grandfather now come and I say, Pitney want to stop going sir and talk and explain yourself, because I was just there crying and everything because I saying something in her nose. Anyways, guys, but it was her bead. So at that time she was wearing, her hair was beaded up and everything. And guess what kind of bead too? Star-shaped bead. Right? So it's not the normal circular ones, it's the stars, right? So that's a lot to be up there for a 4-year-old, for anybody at all. That's mad uncomfortable, right? So anyways, no, but they weren't of any help because our fingers couldn't reach in our nostril to get it out because it was really tiny. So at the time my parents wasn't home, so I called my dad and explained to him, and he was hoping that they would let him off from work because hotels, they don't really. He left work regardless, and he came that evening, and he took us to, it's not Runaway Bay, I think it's Mommy Bay, right across from Rio. There is a little health center or medical center, I'm not sure what's the name of it, I don't remember. It was like evening, night. So we don't have time to read where we're going. We know there's somewhere we can help with. So we went there and we just go straight to the doctor. The doctor saw her and everything, and then long story short, he couldn't help us, so we left and we went to St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Went to St. Anne's Bay Hospital now. If you know, wasn't much help. Anyways, we were there for a few hours, of course, and they told us that they can't remove it just like that. She's gonna have to get a surgery, right? And they can't perform the surgery there. So they did an x-ray, and I think they realized that the bead was traveling up. It was traveling up but very fast, and yeah, that's what they told us, and they said that they can't take it out and she's gonna have to go somewhere else. So I think they recommended us to go to the Children's Hospital. I always think it's in Manchester, but I researched it, it's in Kingston. So we went to the Bustamante Children's Hospital in Kingston that same evening. Oh, my mom had met us after she left work as well, and she met with us when we were at the first health center, and then traveled with us to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. So anyways, now we leave there. They traveled with her in an ambulance, and my mom accompanied her in the ambulance, and they rushed to Kingston while me and my dad now we drove behind them. We tried to keep up because it wasn't easy because they were going really fast and I couldn't manage the speed. I was throwing up along the way. We had to be taking a lot of stops because I was messing the car up. I had to be stopping and pulling over. Had to pee. I had to do a lot of things because I was just really nervous and I was just panicking, because I was there with her. So I was like really, really scared and worried. So I don't think we were directly behind them at all. We arrived like probably an hour after or so. Yeah. So when we arrived, it was late it was in the night now, and they said that the hospital was full or they can't perform the surgery today or whatever. You get me? So we had to stay there, which is understandable. So I think they checked her in that night, so mommy and her stayed inside while my dad and I again tugged it out and slept in the car for the entire night. Well, me sleeping in the car the entire night, mommy and him rotated. So one will come out of the hospital and go into the car, and then the next one go in, and they rotated it during the night, I think. Yes. So the following morning now, I got to see her. I went inside and she looked so cute. She was in her little what do you call that now? Hospital dress. So the perfume, and they armed her with she had on her little wristband and everything with her name. It was so cute but so sad because she was just standing on the benches and walking and spinning in the dress and enjoying her look. But she was so innocent because she didn't know that she was going to do a surgery, right? So anyways, the doctor brought my parents some form or some paperwork to fill out, and before they signed, they brought them a different paper for them to sign. That paper now is telling them that they are approving or accepting anything that should go wrong in the surgery, because this surgery is going to be a life and death operation. It's going to be a 50-50 chance if she survives. And my mommy and my daddy didn't take that well, neither did I. So we were just crying and we had to get on with it. So we signed the paperwork and they sent her off to the theater. And after that, we waited for a couple hours. Well, we were praying, we were talking to a lot of persons, members of the church. We were doing a lot of things. We were talking to a lot of family members and letting them know what's going on while we waited. And finally the doctor came out and he brought back the bead that was there. It was cut and everything, because of course I think they sucked it somewhere. I'm not even going to get in details, but he brought back the beads and showed us and told us that the surgery was completed and it was a success, but they are waiting for her to wake up by herself. But we were like, wow. We waited for, I think, an hour or more. We think we waited a good while after, and we were kind of worried up, right? If she had fallen into a coma. So we were waiting, and then, guys, just to put this out there, it wasn't actually just one bead. It was two. It was a clear bead and a white bead, right? So it was two beads. Don't ask me how Aja forced those in her nostrils. I don't know, but it lodged in there and it was up in there, right? So the beads were just lodged there, and finally and thankfully she woke up and everything was good, and we met with her and it was just good, and we were just grateful that we didn't actually lose her over that, because the doctor was like, it was a really serious procedure for her because she was actually young to do everything, and we were just like pushing it because we can't just find it okay. And thankfully we had enough money at the time to do the surgery right offhand and everything, because trust me, I would have just feel so, I don't even know, but right now I'm just thankful that you know, everything went well and she's okay, she's alive and she's well. And this isn't a part of the story, but I'm just going to mention that Ajwa, I believe, is really, really blessed because she's the only one so far that went through so much at her young stage, because before she went under machines and you know when she was doing a lot of things from when she was months old, right? Going coconut falling in her head and all these things when she's a baby. That wasn't under our care, it was when she was at a daycare. So I believe that she just went through a lot, and I'm really grateful that she's surviving and she's very strong, because I don't think I could have managed so much. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this story and you know, you liked this video. So if you did, just please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.